So here we go. Week 2 of the fantasy basketball season has kicked off already last night with a couple good games and some big stats from a few players. But here's a few players I would look to try to trade for here in week 2. The first guy is John Morant of the Memphis Grizzlies. We saw Morant go down with a bad ankle injury yesterday versus the Brooklyn Nets, and Morant, they wheeled him off in a wheelchair. He came back to the bench, which was good, in a walking boot though, and the x-rays revealed no fracture, so hopefully it's only a sprained ankle like I said, and he's only going to miss a week or two. And Morant, he was balling out the first few games of the season. 44 points in the opener with 2 rebounds, 9 assists, 28 in the second game versus Atlanta with 3 rebounds, 7 assists, and then last night he played 13 minutes only. 7 points, 2 rebounds, 3 assists. Some Morant owners, they saw the injury, they thought it was gruesome, they didn't know what to think of it. And right now, Morant, like I said, he'll probably miss a week or two, even more, depending what the MRI comes out and says on the results. But Morant, I still would try to get him. This kid's going to be a superstar. And in the first 2 games, we saw it already, him with big ball games in this fantasy season. So John Morant, if the Morant owner's panicking and he don't want to wait, even though there's injured spots in most fantasy leagues, I would believe. I have a few in my leagues. But anyway, John Morant, I would try to go out there and get him and give up someone who's playing above their head, or even a 2-for-1 deal. Because Morant, when he comes back, he's going to be a great player. And I think he could get the job done. And if it's only a sprained ankle, that'll heal in a few weeks and he'll be good. The next guy I would try to trade for is Ben Simmons of the Philly 76ers. Ben Simmons, so far he's had some mediocre games, and maybe the Simmons owner can tell him, hey, you want to give up Simmons. His numbers right now aren't that great. 16 points, 15 points, 15 points. And his field goal percentage has been good. His rebounds and assists pretty good as well for Ben Simmons, but he's not going off with the scoring. And obviously he's not going to hit 3-pointers for you or the 76ers in fantasy basketball. But Ben Simmons, if I could get him somehow for a decent price and not have to overpay, this is a guard I want on my team, because he gives you a little bit of everything each and every game. I know he's going to not help at threes. I know free throw percentage, he's not going to help you either. But 7 out of the 9 categories, Ben Simmons, he's going to help a lot. And he could be a good factor for you winning your fantasy basketball season. So if you have the Simmons owner in your league and he's looking to trade him for whatever reason, this is a guy you could get on a little bit of a discount, I believe, because his points have been down so far in the early going. The next guard I would try to trade for is Buddy Hield of the Sacramento Kings. Buddy Hield, so far it's not been a good first week for him in fantasy basketball, with bad shooting percentages. 46% versus Denver, not bad. 28% versus Phoenix in game 2, and then 37% last game versus Phoenix again. So right now, Hield, he's not scored that much like he did last season. So far, 22, 14, and 17. He's not giving you anything in the rebound or assist category, really. 3 or 4 over there. 3-pointers. Still, he's going to help in threes. He's a good scorer. His field goal percentage has to go up, though. So right now, with the low field goal and mediocre scoring games, I think Buddy Hield's definitely a buy low candidate this week at the guard position. And he's a guy I would want on my team. He's going to help me in scoring. He's going to help me in threes and free throw percentage. And that's not bad to get a decent shooting guard for your fantasy roster. The next guard I would try to trade for is Donovan Mitchell of the Utah Jazz. Mitchell, so far, he's been down a little, his stats in the early going. And Mitchell, I don't think he's 100%, to be honest, either. He took a lot out of him in those playoff series last season versus the Denver Nuggets. Well, Mitchell, he's a guy I still believe in. I think he's going to be good. He's had 20 points, 21 points, and 20 points with horrible field goal percentages. So if his field goal percentage could go from 35% to 40 to 45, he's going to be scoring 30 points a game again here. His assists, 5 a game so far. Rebounds, he's not giving you much in that category. But Donovan Mitchell, he's killing shooting percentages right now, and he's not really getting to the foul line as much as you would want to see. So Mitchell, I think it was just an off week. Like I said, he might still be fatigued a little after that crazy series versus Denver where he was going all out, scoring 50 points in a couple of those games. So I think Mitchell, he's going to bounce back The field goal, like I said, if it goes up just a bit to 40-45%, he's going to score 25-30 points a game. The rebounds, I think they'll go up too a little as the weeks go on. And right now, I think you could buy him at a decent price. So Mitchell's a guard I'm going to target and try to get in the fifth and final guard. I would try to target here is Kobe White of the Chicago Bulls. The Bulls so far, they're struggling in the early going of the season at 0-3 is Chicago. And Kobe White, another guy with horrible field goal percentage, but he's going to play major minutes, anywhere from 30 to 35 minutes a game he's going to play. Chicago, they're going nowhere once again, it looks like this season. Another rebuild year, and Kobe White, he's got 4 games this week, which is a good thing for fantasy owners. And last game he had 20 points, 7 rebounds, 4 threes, 5 assists. So White, his shooting percentage, like I said, has been the problem. He's going to score the basketball, and I think a lot. And right now, some owners, they might try to trade him or even get rid of him. I've seen in some leagues, he's been dropped in 2% of fantasy leagues this week. So Kobe White's a guard I would try to get, because this guy, he could score, and he can help you in many categories. Also, rebounding and assists, too, for a guard. He's pretty good in those categories. So that's a few guards I would try to buy and trade for here in week 2 of fantasy basketball.